brand new FGL. You are now members of an elite club. The Future Global Leaders Club is an exclusive forward-thinking organization that is designed to bring together young, ambitious individuals who aspire to make a significant impact on the world. The club members are typically seen as the next generation of influential leaders in various sectors across industries, be it engineering, be it the sciences, be it in language, be it in global entrepreneurship and leadership. The goal of the Future Global Leaders Club is to make and foster leadership qualities, develop visionary thinking, and provide a global platform for like-minded individuals to really grow and hone in on their skills. We're so excited to have our very first session for 2025. It is really exciting to see some brand new names show up on our Zoom meeting link, over 100 new inductees. We are so honored as we celebrate this very start to our collective journey to excellence and to making sure that we are consistently consistent as members of this incredible club. Welcome to our parents, the parents of the new Future Global Leaders Club, parents who have been with us since the very start of this organization some 3 years ago. Welcome back. You know, encouraging your child to join the Future Global Leaders Club is giving them a chance to have a meaningful friendship in an environment that is focused on discipline and really encouraging success. And here they'll be able to connect to FGLers who are going to be future CEOs, FGLers who are already entrepreneurs and leaders who support each other on their journeys, because success is better when you work together with a stronger network. Parents to an outliner, you know, when you're a parent to a super achieving child, it may be quite challenging, but you having this community of the Future Global Leaders Club will make that journey one that is one of success and great joy. We're also super excited to welcome brand new schools to the Future Global Leaders Club. So exciting to see the club grow in numbers over the past couple of years. We have Crystal High School in Cape Town. Welcome to the Future Global Leaders Club. We're so happy to have you. Sinenjongo out in Port Elizabeth, Molweni, and welcome to FGL, Redham House in Ballito, KZN. We're so proud to have you join us. Also Berlin High School out in East London, Ingangelego High, also in Monti, Greenpoint, also in East London, and Amit in East London, and of course Etembeni out in Port Elizabeth. Welcome to this club of consistent superstar achievers. We're looking forward to holding your hand as we partner in a journey to sharpening the excellence of each and every one of your pupils. And of course, building on existing members, Ebenezer Majombozi out in East London has got a bolster roster of 110 FGLers this year. A big congratulations to you. We look forward to seeing you engage with our new inductees and making sure that they navigate this journey with pride and, of course, a keen focus on excellence. Schools and educators are a key part of shaping the future, and the Future Global Leaders Club is very excited to partner and help enhance the very best of education by making sure that we bring the best resources to help challenge your students and to help them achieve their very best come that important exam season, and for them to walk this journey with like-minded individuals. We also welcome a new and old Future Global Leaders Club, our FGLers who've been with us since the start. From 2022. We're so glad that you're able to journey with us, and congratulations on passing your grades with such exciting, brilliant results. And to our brand new inductees who are taking on this journey, perhaps you heard about the Future Global Leaders Club from friends and colleagues. Maybe you found a video of ours online and were inspired to be part of this group of really excellent young achievers. We are so proud to have you here. We promise you that this is a decision that you're going to pat yourself on the back for many years to come as we journey on with you. Our current ambassadors, our brand new ambassadors, welcome. Thank you for your continued support to the Future Global Leaders and helping us become a community that shapes the future of the world. Listen, this club wasn't my idea. I'm just have the privilege and the honor of being host to the many webinars that we have throughout the course of the past 3 years, and continue to host it as we go into the 2025 academic year. This is a beautiful brainchild of the then 14-year-old Basili Hlezilwa, who founded this club because, you know, being a teenager in a world of social media can be challenging. There's so many things that challenge us and challenge you as young learners in terms of peer pressure. But what about forming a club where being excellent was a big big reward, where being a superstar academically was the motivator, and finding peers where you could share ideas with and really build a vision for the future. Well, that is Ubasili Hlezilwa, our esteemed founder, who's now also the author of The Motivational Approach of Teens, that is a multi-award selling across multiple nations in the Southern African region and across Africa. She's here to give you a welcome. But first, let's look back at how it was when she first started this club.
My name is Lisa Zima. I'm 13 years old and I am the founder of the Future Global Leaders Club. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this prestigious and esteemed club that is exclusive to consistently hardworking, determined, intelligent, diligent, and ambitious learners like you. You have shown your potential to strive for the best no matter what it takes. If you want to be consistently consistent in your academic excellence, if continuous improvement is your motto, and if you want to be inspired into greatness, then the Future Global Leaders Club is your virtual home. I officially welcome you as we entrench and firmly embed ourselves as the global leaders of the future.
Wow, now an 18-year-old matriculate student at Berger College, Ulihle Zilwa, is here with us. Lihle, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm getting used to it too.
Oh, I am so good. So glad to have you with us. I'm going to hand over the floor to you because I mean, nobody can best express the vision and the mission of this beautiful organization, this intentional work that you put in the Future Global Leaders Club. I'm going to have you have the floor and tell us all about it.
Alrighty then. So a warm welcome to everyone who's here today. You know, our proud parents, our proud ambassadors, our members, and especially, you know, our new members. This is your new home, and we're so excited to have you here with us. And you know, it was so happy to, and I'm so happy to be seeing how the club is growing slowly but surely each year. You know, I can't believe that this month marks exactly 3 years from our very first webinar. And since then, you know, the club has really grown and exceeded so many of my expectations. And that's just, you know, so exciting and so unexpected. And so, you know, you might be thinking to yourself, might be wondering, you know, what exactly made a 13-year-old, you know, start such a club. Um, well, let me tell you the story. But towards the end of my primary school years, I was very inconsistent in terms of my academic performance. You know, I'd get a really high mark for this test and then get a low mark for the next one, a high and a low. And, you know, it's very frustrating for me. And, you know, around that time, I got a group of friends, and they also shared, you know, the same goals as me, similar goals as me, as to also, you know, to excel academically. And as soon as now I started really being friends with these people, all of a sudden my academic performance also started to become consistent, you know, and then I was finally this consistent A student that I'd always been wanting to be for a long time. And so when I really thought about what could have, you know, made this change, I realized that no, man, it's like these group of friends that I have that now, because I had people that, you know, had this similar ambitions to me, similar goals to me, also wanted to succeed in their academics and get high marks. That also motivated me to push myself harder to become more, you know, consistent, and really inspired me, you know, because I knew I had, you know, my group of friends and we all, you know, wanted similar things, the same things. And, you know, then that really made me think that, you know, what if I'm not the only one, you know, that had this problem? What if there are other students out there? that have the same problem or they felt the same way. And that is how the idea of the Future Global Leaders Club was born. It was going to be a prestigious and esteemed club that was going to be exclusive to consistently hardworking, determined, intelligent, and ambitious learners. And so, because of that, the objectives of the club is to create a network and a unique identity, for its members that will cater for their zealous appetite for success. And we were gonna, do that through activities that were going to, instill excellence and to motivate and to inspire so that this objective could happen. You know what they say about iron sharpening iron. So the vision of the club was to be internationally recognized as the most effective club that nurtures ambition, instills excellence, and inspires greatness. And I'm very happy to say that we have taken a step towards achieving that, as the website is now also available in French, because there are some people that are interested in joining the club in Cote d'Ivoire. So that's very exciting that now, at least like the vision, we've taken a step towards achieving that. And as also Salute had mentioned, I also wrote and published a book called Lile's Collection of Motivational Quotes for Teens. And I did this in order to basically share my source of motivation with other teenagers out there, because being a teenager, school, high school, it's really difficult, and sometimes you do sometimes run out of motivation here and there. So I wanted to share all the quotes that have motivated me and my source of motivation with everyone else, that everyone else could also be able to push through, and reach their goals, their finishing line. And so this book has now helped fund most of the expenses that come with the club, and that includes the Genius Dollar points. So, on that note of the Genius Dollar points, while we're on that, I know that we owe you guys your Genius Dollar points from January and June, and we really, really apologize for that. And we also really, really appreciate the patience that you've shown us. But we do have some good news. We received an order of about 1,690 copies of my book. So then we'll be using that money to then pay out your Genius Dollar points. So yeah, 2025 really is a year that we need to, embrace all the opportunities that come our way. So, let's take advantage of all the resources that the club has, like the tutors, the chat forums, the WhatsApp groups that we have, in order to really push yourself and, to get the marks that you want, to get the averages that you want, you know. And yeah, so again, welcome to all the new members, all the new parents, the new schools. It's really, really exciting, to see like the small little community that we have growing and growing each year. And I really hope that it's gonna, have a big impact, a positive one, and change really the future of the world.
Oh, Lise, thank you so much. Wow. And congratulations on that sale of at the 1,400 books from bought by FGL and another 290 books bought by AFSA. FGL, I'm going to ask that you make sure that your microphones are on mute and that your video is off. Congratulations, Lise. I'm looking forward to an incredible year. We appreciate you, and hopefully we'll get to interact with you again when we have our next session. Listen, Lise has mentioned that this marks the exact 3 year mark. We had our very FGLS. I'm going to ask that you please put your microphones on mute, because if your microphones aren't muted, you get to interrupt the rest of the session. We'll have a Q&A session at the end of this induction. I know everyone is very excited. They're brand new faces that are on this Zoom call, and brand new parents and brand new ambassadors. And when we reflect back on the journey that is the Future Global Leaders Club, the anchoring of this program is the fact that it allows for the FGLs to interact with global leaders in across all industries. In the mission to sharpen the excellence of our members, we've been privileged to welcome a diverse, illustrious group of guest speakers, each bringing unique insights, wisdom, and inspiration to our club, from motivational powerhouses like Uzen Gwenana, who was at our very first webinar. She was a student at Stellenbosch at the time, has now graduated, also an author focusing on mental health. We also had Ulinde Rambuya, who was then a first-year student of studying her medicine art in Canada, and she's now in her fourth year. We also opened up to powerhouses like Yes Mojabelo. We had Dr. Wakiti Mabaso, who was born and bred in the Eastern Cape and is now studying and furthering his specialization in medicine out in Oxford. We had Utkuma Kwete, who had just finished matric. It was his first year of university. This young achiever had gotten 7 distinctions in matric with 100% in mathematics and science. And this is just to show you how we cultivate and shape the minds of our members. We go from industry leaders from all across the world. Ujos Malabo, who was at Investec out in the UK. Where we had also the Chief of Staff of Discovery, Mrs. Gwinana, a young lady who just showed her journey throughout her high school career and how she was able to shape her mind and her attitude to achieve the highest position available as she climbs the corporate ladder. We also have Michelle Gaviro, who inspired many of our young scientists, just really cultivating their minds and opening up the world to the world of mining and geology and meteorology, and really just fascinating how rocks and things like that shape everything in our existence. We've had many incredible speakers, many people that also tackling the issues of social media. Emma Sadlier, who's a social media expert, a renowned expert globally, and teaching our FGLers the importance of being social media savvy, and how the phone that you have in your hand, the laptop that you have in your hand, is actually your CV. So it's your billboard. So being careful on how to do that. Very well-rounded sessions, intentional sessions, ones that are highlights, and hopefully we'll get to hear from some of the FGLers, is the fact that each of our sessions, when we focus towards exams, we look at really sharpening your excellence and honing in to making sure that you don't leave any marks on the table. Sis Lama did an incredible job amongst many other markers as we prepared our matrics last year, not to leave any marks on the table, really answering the question as when you are writing an exam, when you're writing a final exam, what is it that the marker is looking for your understanding of the subject? How do you respond to a question to make sure that you get optimal marks? These are all the things that this community offers. We really are so intentional of making sure that we get the very best out of each and every one of you as our FGLers. There are a number of programs. You have an incredible coordinator, Mr. Lulami Ledokwe, who's going to be chatting to us now, really breaking down the activities that Udihle was talking about, breaking down how you can make use of the resources that we have to make sure that you move from a 5-star member, which is the minimal entry level, from 70% up to 95 to 100% as a 7-star graded FGL. And then we get to reward you with some Genius Dollar points. We'll share about those in just a bit. Udulamile, good afternoon. Welcome. How are you doing?
Hello, Miss Olweto. Good. And how
Hi.
are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. How are you doing? Welcome. I'm going to hand over to you, of course, to chat about all that is about membership benefits. As our club manager, you have the scope on how each and every one of our FGLs can benefit from being part of this phenomenal team.
Okay. Let me share my screen.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome, FGLers. So proud to have you in this webinar. Yeah. So this is your new home. Please feel free to encourage others as well in the future to come and join Future Global Leaders. Yeah. So basically, let me take you through on the Future Global Leaders, some of the benefits, the membership criteria. I'm sure as you have seen on the website. So maybe let's start on the membership criteria. What is the membership criteria for Future Global Leaders? So basically, you need to at least achieve a minimum of 70% average on your marks. So when we count all your subjects and then we divide by the total number, we should at least get 70% or more to qualify as a member or as an FGL. Also, you need to be consistent with your academics, and Future Global Leaders helps you with that, you know. And as an FGLer, you need to be different from the crowd of followers. You need to have a vision for the future, not just there, you know. You need to have a vision, and that will help you and motivate you to excel in your academics. Also, as well, once you're admitted as an FGL member, there's a criteria that we use, which is a star membership. So we also incentivize some of the FGLers. So, for example, if you are a three-star member, you get about 300,000 points. If you're a four-star member, 400,000 points. Five-star member, 500,000. And a seven-star member, then you get 700,000. So, who qualifies to which category? So, if you are 70 and 74%, then automatically you qualify as a three-star member. Then if you are 75 up to 79, then you qualify as a four-star member. Then if you're 80 to 89, five-star,
Sorry,
and then
sorry to interrupt you. Could you just kindly click on the tab to make to start the PowerPoint presentation? Because now it's just showing the slides a little bit smaller.
oh, okay. Okay, let's do this. Slide.
I think you can just, there's an icon there that has like a camera thing, like this presentation mode.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, let me share again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Super. Super. So then if you're 80 to 89, you fall on the five-star member, the 90 above, seven-star member. So we've also got some benefits. Then as an FGLer, you receive some benefits. For example, uh, maths and science, virtual seminars. So throughout the year, sometimes we'll have a seminar, a maths and science virtual seminar, virtual career guidance sessions. We've got monitored online forums for FGLers. We've got exam study techniques. So we have some webinars where there will be speakers that will share some of the exam study techniques, as is already to mention there. Some of the study techniques that were shared on the previous year on how to make sure you get most of your marks on certain questions. For example, on your maths paper one, you make sure you master the first question one, question two, you know, and also you get some of the tips from the subject experts, and also you get some Genius dollar points, and you also have a privilege to attend some online tutorials, which is the online tutor request. And also as an FGL, you receive some data allocation as well so that you can join the webinars. I'm sure even with this webinar, you received some data. And also we've got chat forums. We also have the FGL book reading competition. Now let's break it down then, some of the benefits, how to access these benefits, and also how to have a clear view of some of these sessions, how they are conducted. For example, let's start with the maths and science virtual seminars. So these seminars, you get to see an interactive online event that is designed to inspire and educate the FGL members. So this is where you get to see the fascinating world of mathematics, science, and maybe sometimes other subjects like accounting, geography, you know. And through this engaging session and hands-on activities, these sessions, they are expert-led discussions, and you get to explore some of the key concepts of the real world problems, and you also develop some critical thinking. Now, how do you access these maths and science virtual seminars? Okay, let me just show you how to access these. So you go to your web browser. So some are using Google or Google Chrome, um, Microsoft Edge, like the different browsers that you are using. So basically, you go to YouTube in order to have a clear idea of how these maths and science virtual seminars work. But obviously, throughout the year, we will have these as well. So you'll get to participate in them. But now, in order for you to have an idea, um, let's share some of the virtual maths and science virtual sessions we had. So if you go to your YouTube channel and then you click the FGL, you type FGL Club, and then you press enter, there you will see some of the sessions we had. For example, 11 months ago, Lihle was speaking there. We had uh, a welcoming of our FGL guests. So you just click here on the FGL Club. And then once you are here, you click on the videos. Then the videos are filtered according to the latest. You see, this is the latest video we had that was posted on the channel, which was 5 months ago. And then this session will also be posted here. So you will see it as the first one here. So in order for you to access these sessions, you can just go here. For example, the one we just made an example of, the maths and science virtual seminar. So this is one of the seminars. So here we had Umis Sanele, where she tackled some of the physical science, the do's and don'ts. So you can come and check here and just watch the video. It's like a 30 minutes video. So it will help you a lot just to see what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to mathematics, with accounting. You can see there's Umis Cindy Matikinga there. So you can check these videos. They're very, very helpful as you go through this difficult journey, and then they just make it easy for you to excel in your academics. Okay, so those are the maths and science virtual seminars. Okay, we also have some of the virtual career guidance sessions. You also get them on the YouTube channel. For example, we had another one that was done by Miss Michelle Kabiro and Miss Bongosi Ngulunga. So if you go there, then you can access these. But why do we have some of the virtual career guidance sessions? So these are designed to help the FGLers to explore career options, gain insights into various industries, and receive the expert advice from the career planning and development. And through these incentive session, members then can be informed as to what decisions you'll be making in your career path and also take some of the actionable steps in achieving your goals. So please, please make use of these sessions and go to the YouTube channel, check them out. It's amazing. You will benefit a lot. So we also have the online forums for FGLers. So we've got a WhatsApp channel. Mr. Marvel will talk more on the WhatsApp channel, how it is and how you can benefit and the do's and don'ts, maybe some of the things that you can do in order to benefit more fully on the channel. We also have the forums on the Future Global Leaders website. Okay, maybe let me show you how this one works, since Mr. Marvel will explain the WhatsApp channel. So you can also contact us whenever you're experiencing a problem. You just click here. So firstly, you need to go on your web browser and then you say www.futuregloballeaders.co.za. And then whenever, if you're having a problem, you can contact us here. You write your name, your email, your phone number, and then what is your problem? So you can write here on the message. You write your message and then you send message. Then we will receive this message in order to assist you and give you the needed help. Also, we've got some of the sessions or the webinars designed to help with your exams, the exam study techniques. They share some of the exam study techniques, the do's and the don'ts when you are in the exam room, how to deal with the anxiety in the exam room, the pressure, you know. So please, as well, go to the FGL page on YouTube, and then you can find some of these sessions or webinars. So, for example, some of these is that was conducted by Mrs. Ngongi in our YouTube channel. So if you go there, then you'll be able to see it. We've also got some motivational talks where we have top achieving students. For example, last year we had Mr. Kwako Manasha, who achieved 8 distinctions with 100% in accounting, 100% in mathematics. So these motivational talks, they also have very helpful as well because they inspire you and they uplift you, they empower you, they motivate you to also have some personal and professional goals. So please make use of the YouTube channel, go there, check them out. And we also have some Q&A sessions where the FGLers can participate, and try to unlock their potential and take some actionable steps towards their success. So please make use of these motivational talks. So we've got also some tips by the subject experts. For example, the one I made an example of in accounting, Miss Cindy Matikinga, for example, in mathematics. Last year, the one that was done by Miss Luleka Nobetsiki. So you can benefit a lot from these webinars that we have. We also have, as we said in the beginning, we incentivize greatness. So we've got something we call the Future Global Leaders Genius Dollar Points. So as we said that when you join the FGL, you get certain points. So when you request tutorials, you get points. Also, when you participate in the groups, in the WhatsApp groups, when Mr. Mavo posts a question there and ask you how to solve this problem, you get points as well if you participate. So we take note of you, okay, who participated, and then we incentivize that. So there's other ways, we've got the pledges. When you make a pledge and then you achieve that pledge, we give you Genius Dollar Points. And these Genius Dollar Points can be converted into cash, at the end of the year. So please make use of these and all the activities that FGN has, and also so that you can gain these Genius Dollar Points. So we've also got online tutorials. So where you get a tutor that will help you specifically on a particular problem, like a one-on-one online tutor. But how do we access these online tutorials? Let me show you. Okay, so you go to your virtual home. In fact, the Future Global Leaders website club. And then when you go here, there's an option to log in. So you log in. Like me, you put in your username or your email address, the one you used to register as an FGL member. And then you put in your password and then you click login. Okay, then we wait a little bit. Bingo, then you are in. Then once you are in, if you are using your phone, you will see 3 dots on the left or 3 lines on the left. But if you're using a PC, maybe like me, your screen will appear like this. So you just go to the VIP section. And then on the VIP section, you just scroll down. So you see you've got pledges. So if you want to pledge, you just click here. And then you scroll down. You enter your name, your surname, your FGL number, the grade, the school, the number of terms you want to pledge. So you just follow the form. Also, because now we are talking about the virtual tutor request, let me show you how to do the virtual tutor requests. So you've got events there, you've got chat forums, but we want to go to the virtual tutor request. So there is virtual tutor request. And then this is where you request. You click here, you write your name and surname, and also you write your preferred name, your email address, your FGL number, the grade. So this is where you select which grade you are in, and also the name of your school, the type of school, is it a public or a private school, so that we can select a tutor that fits your curriculum or the type of school you are in. That will help you in that particular type of school you are in. So you also specify here which topic do you need help on. For example, if you need help in algebra, you write need help in algebra. So yeah, and also you specify the help that you request. What help do you need in algebra? Is it binomials? Is it trinomials? So you specify here which help do you need. So if maybe you feel like your explanation is not clear, you can even attach here a picture, because it's asking here, would you like to upload a material to facilitate your session? So this can be a photo that maybe of a problem that you cannot solve, or a PDF document. Also your availability. So if you request a tutor, when will you be available? Which time slots? So you have to select, if you're saying on Monday, at what time on Monday? Between which time on Monday? So yeah, and also this is very important as well, because it just identifies you if you are a human or not. Some have sent some of the messages and saying, say, I can't request because there's an error here. So simply because one forgot to click here and identify himself as a human, not a robot. So that's how you submit a tutor request. Okay, hopefully it's clear. And then we go to the next one. We've got data, allocations, and usage. So this is where you receive data to join in the webinars and also to help you in your studies so that you can excel in your academics. So we just want to specify as well, this data should be used specifically for your studies and the webinars, because you've noticed sometimes one would receive data in the beginning of the month. Maybe around the 15th, the data is gone, but it was many gigs or a lot of gigs of data. So please just use it wisely and improve your academics and use it to excel in your academics. Also, we've got these chat forums, the one that I show you, and also Budmavo will elaborate more on these and how to benefit more. We also have the FGL Club book reading competition. So where we have some of the FGLers, where they will participate and encourage to dive in the curated selection of books like Liche's motivational quotes, and then they compete in this competition. And then whoever has more points, then they win a prize. So yeah, that's it. Any questions? And would love to answer your questions. Maybe let me hand over to Miss Olwetu.
Thank you so much, Budulamile. I think we can come back to a Q&A after we've heard from the rest of our speakers. So FGLers, if you've got any questions based on the points that Budulamile has discussed, we can come back to them just a little bit later on. We're definitely going to go into a Q&A session. Inkosi kakhulu, Budulamile. This is the face behind the voice that you've been hearing and all your phone calls. He is the guy that's communicating with you and your parents and the schools. He is really the glue that holds this club together. Any questions and things like that, you must please direct them to him or also through that chat interaction on the website. He's mentioned so many important things, FGLs, and I think we can't take for granted the the importance of the resources that have been plugged into the system that is the Future Global Leaders Club. The fact that it's a virtual club of excellence is something that's so innovative because you are at the click of a button away from sharpening your excellence through tools such as the webinars. I've mentioned a list of incredible speakers that we've had over the past 3 years. And I think the most important is the fact that we know that to group our webinars in sessions where we are focusing on your mental health and your wellness and motivation. So those are motivational webinars where you can be inspired by people who look like you, who've achieved really incredible things. And then we also have webinars that are really focused on sharpening your excellence. And those are the practical ones. That means that the physical science and mathematics webinars, we go through some of the study techniques, we go through some of how to understand the theorems. We also go to language focus, we go to the geographies and the natural sciences as well. So each and every single one of you have an opportunity to learn from these webinars. But I think what's even more important is the fact that you have this free access to online tutoring. A tutor averages about 200 rands per hour. That's at the bare minimum. But you are able to have one-on-one interaction with a virtual tutor over any subject matter that you're struggling with. So even use this time over the school holidays, you take on this break to actually make use of this gap. You know what you got in your term one results. Did you meet your goal that you wanted to achieve? How do you fill that gap to make sure that you're aging yourself forward to get better? The chat forums that are there, where we have the pleasure of Uput joining us in the session. We have a whole calendar of things that we have planned for you in terms of the webinars. But in between that, there are all these other resources and tools that you can plug into to make sure that you sharpen your excellence. There are lots of people that apply to be a member of this club. You're part of an elite group. Make it count and make the most of it. In fact, we do have two people that are Future Global Leaders Club members. One is now a Future Global Leader alumni. She matriculated last year and she's now here in the Western Cape at the University of Stellenbosch. She's going to tell you all about herself, her journey with the Future Global Leaders Club, and what impact it's had on her. And what it means for her to be an alumni and how it got her to where she is now. Umpile, are you there? I don't know if you managed to sort out your camera. Good afternoon.
Hello, ma'am. I'm here. Good afternoon.
Yes, yay, there she is. Umpile is, of course, matriculated last year. She's going to share her journey of being a Future Global Leaders Club member. Umpile, I'm going to hand over the floor to you. You look amazing and welcome.
Thank you. I'd like to greet the FGL team, Lisa and Miss Nodada and the team. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'd like to greet all the FGL members that are joining this webinar and the inductees. Hi guys, you made it to the elite group. Soak it all up. You did it. Congratulations. I mean, being part of this member is a huge thing. Being part of this club is a huge thing in its own. So I'm here to talk about, to give a testimonial. I am currently studying chemical engineering at Stellenbosch University. I am funded by ArcelorMittal, which is a steel-making company. And yeah, so I'm going to tell you guys about my journey with FGL. So I heard about FGL from a friend. We were talking about one FGL member who happened to get something using the money that they got from FGL. So I was like, you get money for passing, that's nice. But I didn't know that I could join. And then I found out later that actually it is open to everyone that qualifies, so I can apply. And then I tried applying, but it didn't work. And then later on, last year, after June, they approached my school. And because I'm a top achiever, then I joined. So I want to give you guys something to keep before I talk about my journey. So my dream has always been to be number one in my class. Like that was my dream. If I reached that, then I feel like dying was fine. So I reached that goal in matric, both term one and term two, and I really didn't have motivation because sometimes you feel like you made it. But if I'm still I still have my term one and term two report, have I really made it? Because those marks were never gonna matter if I didn't pass my finals. So I was really going through a dry spell in terms of motivation. I was like, I've reached my goal. like I'm done. And then the school was approached, I became a member, and the first session, oh, I was also in a dilemma and finding my career because I didn't really know which engineering discipline to go to. And I wasn't really passionate about it. I was just living at that point. So they invited Michelle and one of the board members of Sibanye Stillwater, who was a mining engineer, and they spoke about their careers, which was geology and mining engineering, which are very related to chemical engineering, especially the field that I want to go into now, which is metallurgy. So they really they spoke really well. I fell in love with chemical engineering through watching them. Michelle was taking us through rocks. She even said, whatever you have is either mined or grown. And that was really, really impactful in my life. I made the final decision after the session that, you know what, I am going to become a chemical engineer. And also another thing that was really good about that session is that they were from two different worlds. Michelle came from like a more privileged background, and the mining engineer was just like he said that he came from the bare minimum. It was a struggle, but he still made it. And it was really interesting for me to see two successful people from two completely different backgrounds, which means that there's no excuse. You can still succeed no matter where you come from, no matter who you are. If you put in the work that is necessary, you will make it. And then there were also other seminars that were hosted. They had a game where they were playing with the periodic table, metals, which is something that I love. I really did enjoy that. And then some of other seminars, you can tell I really enjoyed the seminars. Other seminars were from high school teachers. I was in matric and we were going to be marked nationally for the first time. And there were seminars from Miss Salini, how to get 100% in physical sciences, and MEMC, how to ace English. And they were really impactful because they really told us what is expected of us. And because I feel like in high school, when you're taught to answer the question, you don't really get the scientific significance of doing something. You're just doing it to pass. So they really told us why the formula is structured a certain way, and you must not change it. You must not change it, or else you lose marks. Because I feel like as top learners, we lose marks on certain integrities. It's not that we don't know the content, because I mean, we're experts. And then after that, I really enjoyed that physical science, how to get 100% in physical science, especially because physical sciences is so strict, like it's so strict. So I really enjoyed that. It really did help me. Another thing is also Bunmamu did the session where he was telling us about mathematics, and he said that high school mathematics is not the actual mathematics, it's just an introduction. I was like, huh? I'm dying of introduction. So yeah, from there I was like, I want to do engineering, which has a lot of mathematics. If this is the intro, then like if I'm struggling with the intro, am I really gonna make it? So that really like reignited a spirit for me to study maths harder. And then another thing that really I took advantage of from FGL besides the seminars is pledging. So I used pledging. As I said, I was going through a dry spell of motivation. I used pledging as my motivation. I set really high standards. Um, and I wanted to achieve most of them. Well, I achieved most of them, not all of them. They were so high. So yeah, I really like it. Really was such a like a goal, and I was putting a benchmark, as one of the quotes in Lich's book says that goals are essential to success as air is to life. So that was like that goal really helped me, and it carried me through my finals. Another thing is the community that I met through FGL, that I made through FGL. I mean, I even have op-eds where we bid for marks, and we're like, if you get a higher mark, I'm giving you 100 rands. If I got a higher mark, you will give me 100 rand, 100 rand. So that was really impactful. That was really helpful as well. It really reignited. I mean, I changed my story. I was going downhill, and it really helped me. Another thing is we had the book reading competition. At Lumco, we'd just gotten the books, And I really didn't have time to read the book before the competition. I didn't have that much time to read the book. But once they were like the competition and you're gonna win money, I was like, let me go through those quotes. And I really did, like, they really helped me. They helped me a lot. Like more than anything. I mean, I see the money, but more than anything, I still apply them to my life even today. I won, by the way, during my round. So it really was helpful. And then the impact of FGL through those codes, those seminars, those pledging, the goals that I got from pledging, I became number one for the whole of Cluster B. And my dream wasn't even that. So they scaled it up. Literally, they derived it to get the maximum. I'm not sure if we're speaking the same language, but yeah, you will see the difference between me and you because, yeah, calculus, I think grade 12 get me, but yeah, they derived my goal and gave me the maximum. I didn't even think I'd ever make it that far. All I wanted to be was to be number one in my class, and I was happy, but they really showed me that I could do more than I ever imagined. So, guys, as yeah, I'm about to embark on this journey, good luck. Soak it all in, take advantage of everything. You will reach heights you never even thought you could reach. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Number one in Cluster V. That is just phenomenal. Umpile, thank you so much for your time, Sissy. And thank you for being so excellent. To think that it was in a webinar where you decided your career path. And to think that you used your peers to sharpen your excellence. That's the whole point of this community. Well done, superstar. We're so, so proud of you. Yeah, we will share your results to everyone, to the whole FGL community, so they can be inspired by your excellence. We are really so proud of you. Thank you for taking the time, and all the best with your studies in your first year of chemical engineering. That is Ompile, FGL alumni. We have somebody who's also been with the FGL club since the inception of it, Nandipha Zabalaza. She joins us as well. Hello, Sissy. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you, Sisolito?
I'm good, thank you. Well, you've been part of this incredible club of super achievers since the inception of it. I'm going to let you share your story and maybe make room for really inspiring the new inductees as to how this can change their lives if they use it in the best way possible. Over to you, Sis.
Thank you, Sisolito. Warm greetings to everyone present. My name is Zabalaza Kolosa Nandipha. Schooling at Buffalo Metro Inner City High School in East London in the Eastern Cape. And I am a 7-star rated member. And as Sis Olutu mentioned, I've been a member since the establishment of the club in 2022. At the time, I was in grade 9. And if you do the maths, since it's been 3 years, currently I am in grade 12. It's been one of the best journeys, to be honest. And some may think that because I am giving this speech, I have to put the club in the brightest light with whatever I say. But it's all really from my heart. So an FGL ambassador introduced the club to me, so I registered. And at the time, my thoughts then were that being part of a club that incubates future leaders is exciting. And I believed that the club would propel my greatness. I found the club to be quite informative, and I believed that I wouldn't regret joining. And over the 3 years, all those words or thoughts became reality. So I will be speaking about some of the benefits that I have had the privilege to indulge in since I've been a member in the club. For example, the webinars like the one we're in now. The webinars have been, I liken them to a cold glass of water on a hot day, to quench that thirst, being a source of replenishment. The different speakers invited always instilled something new of a profound manner. For example, Zen Kwinana, Lindo Lambuya, Budmavo Solomon, Kwako Mangasha, and the list goes on. And those are people who have overcome obstacles, and some of them now are in high order universities, careers, and so forth. Their advice has helped me in creating mindful academic habits, which then reflected on the improvement of my academics. I've learned exam techniques that have helped me to have a better outlook on how to answer questions in exams to aim for higher marks. I've learned how to handle 7 subjects, being in the science stream and doing accounting at the same time. And I've learned how to crack maths, since we all know we believe maths is hard. I've learned how to achieve to my greatest potential. And if it wasn't for the webinars and the guest speakers that the club invites, I wouldn't have learned these things. You know, the webinars do not focus on academics only. We once had a mental wellness webinars where we were focusing on how we can improve and better our mental health as high school students, you know, dealing with bullying and peer pressure. We also had a social media safety webinar where there was a social media expert who advised us as teenagers on how to use social media safely, positively, and effectively. The career guidance webinars have also been beneficial, you know, especially to some that might not know which careers to go for or which subjects to take for certain careers when you're in grade 9 going to grade 10. So they helped me to find my passion and to work towards it, which is one day to become an IT specialist in either cybersecurity or security and network engineering. Nietzsche's book of motivational quotes has also been a catapult and a great highlight of the club. You know, the structure of the quotes in her book helped me to easily understand how and to what aspect of my life they apply in or where I can use them in my life. And I actually have some of them on the wall in front of my study desk. They motivate me to achieve my goals and to overcome obstacles. And every time I get discouraged by a setback, I look to them, you know, being reminded of the end goal. And that's one benefit of being a member of this club. Honestly, it hasn't been all work and no rewards. We have the Genius Dollar system, the Genius Dollar point system, which has encouraged me to be better than I was before every time. And they've been a source of a confidence booster for me because I have then seen my hard work and that my hard work has actually paid off, which is another prestigious benefit of being a member. I mean, the laptop I now have is because of those points, and I'm very thankful for such. I remember in 2022 or 2023, I'm not sure, I participated in 2 competitions. One was a maths Olympiad, and the other was a book competition. I managed to win both honors of the club, but they were not just there for winning, you know. Math skills were tested and improved. The books available to use for the book competition were books that are powerful or very helpful to the growth of a teenager looking to succeed. And I have kindly gained from that. There were other Olympiads, of course. One of them was a science webinar, sorry, that I was skeptical of participating in because I knew that physics was my weak point. And honestly, I didn't do well in the Olympiad, but that then pushed me to improve in physics and to work to my full potential and to improve in the parts that I needed to do so. My last point is how my marks have benefited the most. For example, in grade 11, term 1, I didn't do well as I should have. I lost focus. But because I'm part of this club, I got the help and encouragement that I needed to get back on track. For example, the tutoring sessions, which have helped me to improve my physics marks. So I moved from the mediocre marks that I got in term 1. I'll use distinctions to describe my marks. So in term 1, I got 3 distinctions. But then in term 2, I got 5. And then I got 2 level 6s, around 75%, with an overall average of 83%. So that's another benefit of being part of this club. So in summary, and this is to the grade 8s mostly, but to all of you, if you will, please make use of the wonderful and abundant resources that being a member of this club provides on the gold tray. There's absolutely nothing that will stop you from reaching your goals if you do so. You'll reach goals that you didn't even set. For example, getting 90 to 100%, even though you set a goal of 85%. The club's slogan or motto is sharpen your excellence. So do that. Attend all the webinars, participate in literally everything, book sessions with tutors, increase your Genius Dollar points so that you can be proud of the rewards of your hard work. And the club is not just about academics. Please remember that. Our personal wellness is also taken care of here. So grab that opportunity too, and I promise you will see the effect of the FGL club if you just sharpen your excellence. Thank you very much.
Oh man, the superstar. I wish I had the thing where I could have a big round of applause where you feel like it's the whole crowd going wild and really clapping for you. So Nandi Pakolosa and Goska, we appreciate you and looking forward to seeing you do excellent things in your matric here. No pressure, but you've been a superstar from the very start. Thank you so much for your heartfelt testimonial. We appreciate you, sis.
Thank you.
All right, so you've heard from two incredible FGLers, Mpile, who is now an alumni and she's doing her first year in chemical engineering art in Stellenbosch, and Uzavalaza Kolosa, who has now doing her matric, started this journey off as a FGLer in grade 9. Now she speaks about the Genius Dollar points and she speaks about the number of challenges she's done. She speaks about the number of challenges she's won, the pledges. Now this is an example of somebody who has been so insistent on making sure that every announcement, she's on top of it. Every single tab on that Future Global Leaders Club website, she's familiar with it because she's taken part in the tutorials, in the challenges, in the quizzes, in the book reading competitions. She's attended every webinar. And as she shared now, because of that, she's accumulated Genius Dollar points. This is now the currency of excellence, where we reward your hard work, where we incentivize your hard work, and where we recognize that you have deserved the ability to smile all the way to the bank. And it's also very symbolic of the fact that when you achieve good things and you work really hard from as young as you are now, how it reflects to your future success is just that. You can see there the leadership board in grade 9 at the start of her journey. She is topping that leadership board by a mile. She has continued to do so in grades 10, 11, and 12. And this is just it's a symbol of when you work hard, you get incentivized. It's a real term, actually, not a symbol. It's a physical aspect of the reward versus the hard work and how those two come together. And that's how you become a successful individual, how you become a CEO, how you become a global change maker, is through those that hard work and that reward. There's also the results of Ompila. I don't know, Budluvuko, if you have that. She's a cluster 1, cluster B, top achiever, number 1 in cluster B in the Eastern Cape. Really, really phenomenal results. All those distinctions that she managed to achieve. And that's because she was being pushed by her peers, being pushed by being part of this club and making use of all these resources that we have available as the FGL club. Well, Budluvuko tries to find that. Oh, there it is. Top HDI learner, cluster B, position 1. That's English, first additional language, level 7 there. Geography, level 7. Life sciences, level 7. Life orientation, level 7. Mathematics, level 7. Physical sciences, level 7. And isiXhosa, home language, level 7. Nothing less than 80% in any one of those marks, 100% locked up there out in geography, 94% in mathematics, 92% in physical science. Superstar. Can you imagine your face in a poster like that at the end of your matric here? And all of that is possible given your dedication and your hard work. And we cannot wait to hold your hand and partner with you through it. We have Uput Mavo Solomon, who's going to be joining us now. I've heard many of the FGLers refer to him in the previous one. He is a physical science and mathematics and chemistry buff. He's a nerd for all 3 of these subjects. He's a mechanical engineer by profession and ukulele ekomani. He holds a BSc degree in maths and physics. He also holds a BSc engineering degree in mechanical engineering and a Masters of Science in Engineering degree. He has been tutoring as a traveling mathematician for the past 11 years or so. His passion for making sure that young people like yourselves are able to hone and master the skills and understanding and the passion of maths, physics, and chemistry is something that drives him every day. He is in charge or at the helm of our chat forum on WhatsApp. He's been with us since the start of the Future Global Leaders Club, the mastermind behind some of those quizzes that Ukolosa Zabalaza was talking about, really pushing you to achieve your best and thinking out the box so that you're not stumped by any exam paper and you can face the real world being more than prepared. Budmavo, welcome back. It's so good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Oluetu. Very much appreciated. Yeah, I heard my name being mentioned in great honor there by Uzabalaza, Nandipa, no Ompile. It was fantastic to work with Ompile and to see her marks, to see how she progressed is wonderful. I'm so proud of her, and I wish her all the best with her studies at university in chemical engineering. Also, Nandipa, I hope she pushes hard in grade 12. She's so eloquent. They put their thoughts well together. I really appreciate how they honor me, even though I probably participated very little in in their progress. I really enjoy working with the FGLers. I hope the new guys will also take advantage of the interaction that exists between us. So I'll talk about that.
All right, over to you, Budmavo. The floor is yours.
Right. So let me share my WhatsApp screen. So I spoke to Lulamile earlier because we usually had the groups for grade 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I said maybe it would be much more efficient to create a community on WhatsApp. It's something you can do on WhatsApp. So he created this Future Global Leaders community, and then he added the groups underneath that community. You will see that there's the FGL grade 10 discussion, 12, grade 9, grade 8, grade 11 discussions. So they've listed them here in terms of recent behavior. I see there's been some activity in grade 10. So these groups, I've been fighting for them for a while, and I'm glad that the FGL team set them up last year. They are really meant for the FGL members to come and share their problems, their physics problems, their chemistry problems, their mathematics problems with me. And I believe other subjects as well. The FGL team could probably get someone to help them if there's an accounting problem, if there's a geography problem, and so forth. So last year, I felt the groups started okay, but not as much as I thought they would. They were very active towards the exams. I don't encourage that. I don't encourage the groups to be active during exam time. So I want the groups to be active throughout the year, so that you can see where you're pegging yourself in whatever subject you're struggling with or whatever subject you're excelling with. So tutorials are not necessarily for people who are struggling with the subject. It's also to maintain high performance for those who are achieving high performance. Just to bounce around solution ideas. I like some of the activity in the groups where the students are active. So for instance, here's a group from last night. It's a grade 12 group. Someone shared a couple of problems or a problem that they wanted to be helped with. So this is the format of the groups. So you come, you paste in the group whatever question you want help with. So this is a grade 12 momentum and mechanical energy question in physics. So Lusango Mbongo posted it and highlighted 5.23 as being the one of concern for him that he needed help with. So I've said before, and I want to say it this evening, when you submit your question that you want to be helped with, show us how you did your calculation. Don't just write, I tried this equation and whatever. Show us so we can see what you did and where you came short, and we can help you improve your thinking. So this would be a type of thing that you do. You paste your question. The question doesn't have to be typed up. If you wrote it down in class, you can just take a picture of it and paste it in the group. Certainly it must be legible. so that I can read it. I'll probably retype it for you if it was handwritten, so that everyone else can see it. What you don't necessarily see in the group. So in this one, Lusango said his attempt was using some equation. He got a value of whatever time that he got there. So I don't encourage this approach. So rather do the calculation, show us how you use this equation. There are things there that are not in the question, like acceleration. So what acceleration value did you use, if at all, etc. So this is what I want to see. Do the calculation, share it with me. If it's concise, if it's correct, obviously I'll commend you on it. If it's falling short, I'll say something about how you could improve on it. In fact, in the background, so when you send this question, so even though he highlighted only one question in the entire question 5, only one sub question 5.23 as being the problem, I actually solved the entire problem, not just for the person sending the question, but for anyone else who sees it and they're probably thinking, how would I answer 5.1? So I write what the answer is for 5.1. What's an isolated system? 5.2. I calculate whatever velocity has been asked to calculate. So this is me in the background, in detail, right? I say exactly in detail how it needs to be done. And so this is what I expect from you as well. So when you send a question, you say, please help me with 5.2.2, show me your calculation. Then we can, debate where it's falling short, where you could improve on it, and so forth. I think this was Samuel's problem, right? So I do a lot in the background. So if you don't engage the group, you get to miss out on this engagement, because I don't share this unless someone is interactive. I don't want to flood the group with things that people won't read. So I encourage everyone, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, all of you. I encourage you to make use of the group, of the group's, I'm trying to figure out now, which is what. Let's just close this. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I encourage you to make use of the groups. They're there for discussion. Come every day. Don't come ask questions every day. I won't tell you the answer if I can feel that you haven't read on the subject. So you need to also read. If you want to ask a question, you're doing a calculation on quadratic equations, you should read up in your textbook on quadratic equations, and then come to the group and say, hey, I tried to solve this quadratic inequality. Where am I going wrong? I don't seem to be getting this right all the time. And then, I'll encourage you, I'll nudge you in the right direction. But obviously, if I feel that there could be a lot more gained if I detailed a general approach or a specific approach to that question, I'll share my calculations as I've shown you, right? So the calculations are there waiting for you to engage with them. So I find that so far this year, only grade 12 has interacted with us. I've received nothing from the grade 8s, nothing from the grade 9s. But I think obviously the purpose of this induction is to encourage everyone to make use of these groups, so you can excel better. There's something I also wanted to share with you about learning. Before I take questions from everyone here. So on the screen, I have what is called a learning curve. So in industry, every task that needs to be done at the job has a learning curve. right? So a learning curve is plotted against two axes. This one is plotted against competence and time. So how competent are you at a specific task, right? So you always start low in the competency of a task, right? So if you first learning about trigonometry, the trigonometry will be low because you have to remember identities, you have to remember quadrants, reduction angles and reduction formulas in quadrants, cofactors in grade 11, double angles in grade 12, all sorts of things about trigonometry, right? The periodicity of the sine graph, the cosine graph, tangent graph, and their inverses, cosec, sec, and cotangent. So the way to understand a learning curve is that when you start out, you go through a phase called unconsciously incompetent. What does that mean? That means a learner has no idea what they are doing or how to do it. So I know a lot of you get frustrated at the beginning of something. Like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know why I'm struggling with it, and so forth. I see a lot of that in geometry. But that's the whole point of learning. So you start out low competency, right? Right? As you rise up the curve, you become consciously incompetent. Okay? So what that means is that the learner is aware of where they are going wrong and what they need to do, what they need to work on. So this is a good phase. So now your competence is increasing, but you are aware, oh, to solve an inequality of hyperbola, I can't just multiply equations. I have to solve it graphically. I must look at the graph and see where it is below a certain value or above a certain value. So you become consciously incompetent, and the next phase of the learning curve, now your competence is increasing, you become consciously competent. This is a learner has grasped the basics, but it's not yet natural to them. So it's not second nature, but you get the basics. You understand. I've heard a lot of students saying, "Hey, I can solve these questions, but the level 4 versions of these questions are a bit hard for me to solve." You're on the learning curve, so don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Just understand how to put things together. Work at it. Come to the group. This is what the group is for. Come to the group. Let us work you through this learning curve. Everyone, by the way, has their own learning curve. So Nandipa's learning curve could be flatter, like she can reach maximum competence, like complete understanding at a shorter range. Or maybe my learning curve is steeper than this. So I take a lot more time to understand something. It takes me a while to get to the plateau of what do they call it? Unconsciously competent. This is where everything is second nature now. A learner has mastered the knowledge and you can apply it without effort or thought. Each subject has a learning curve. You can't short circuit a learning curve. You don't just understand stuff as soon as it is first presented to you. You have to listen in class. You have to participate in the examples being done. You have to read your textbook to complement the information that your teacher has said in class, because the teacher is not always with you, but your textbook is always with you, or your notes are always with you. So read those notes. See if you understand things by doing the examples, right? Practice different levels of difficulty in terms of problems. Don't just do the ones that make you comfortable. Seek higher difficulty and improve on your ability to answer questions that seem very hard when you start out on the topic, but become naturally a natural extension of you by the time you fully versed yourself in a topic. So there's a learning curve for each subject. There's a learning curve for each concept in the subject. All right, some people see a geometry problem, they're like, this is easy. I just use my eyes to solve this one. Other people shake something called mathematical anxiety that I just picked up on recently. I should have been more aware of it. Let me see if I can share my last screen. Yeah. Share. Right. So I'm reading this book called The Mathematical Resilience Book. This is how everyone can progress in mathematics. And it's not just about mathematics, it's about scientific knowledge as well. So physics, chemistry, and so forth. And this is such a huge, I wasn't aware that there's research like this happening. This is a research book. So it's a compilation of research by great researchers at universities all over the world, including some stellar researchers from the Walter Sisulu University. I just want to underline a few things that I wanted to share here. So this book talks about mathematical resilience, developing mathematical resilience. So mathematical resilience is a positive stance towards the mathematical learning, where the learner knows that struggle will be part or will be required, but also knows that they will both need and find appropriate support. So struggle is part of learning anything, not just mathematics, but we've put the fear of mathematics in your hearts unnecessarily over time. So maybe it's more prominent for mathematics, but I swear this is something you can learn yourself out of. So the resilient learner, there was a lot spoken about in terms of resilience last year here at FGL. So the resilient learner knows that they can grow their mathematical understanding with effort. So you have to go through the learning curve and effort from the learner, and support from others like teachers, like tutors, like a community of other students that you have here. And the last page is this. I wanted to quote this, introducing mathematical resilience. Resilience can help learners deal with struggle and take a purposeful view of the reality of the situation they face, rather than slipping into anxiety. So this is what we want to work away from you. Don't despair easily, or avoidance, or anger. So people get so frustrated, they become angry, they perform in class, and all of those things. So I want you to know that the support we are providing you is to help you counter these feelings of despair, these feelings of anxiety. But mathematical resilience is a thing that you can achieve. So everyone's resilience can be fostered in a nurturing environment. So that's part of why the group discussions exist, so that we can exploit your own resilience through learning. I mean, it just takes effort. It's not physically painful. It could be frustrating at times, but unless you engage with me, you engage with the community of FGLers you have around you, you won't be building resilience against learning mathematics. So yeah, I think those are all the things I wanted to say. Please participate in the groups. I shared a question in the grade 10 to 12 groups. No one attempted to solve that question. It was a geometry and measurement question. Not a single one. Not one person from grade 12, not one person from grade 11, not one person from grade 10. So I'll share it again and see who comes. Maybe there could be an incentive for Genius points in terms of how people participate in solving these extra questions that I bring on. Now, I won't bring them often. Just sometimes I feel like if you go with the pace of your teacher could have a very slow pace that could impact your learning later in the year. So some of the things I bring forward are things that maybe you have not covered in class, but it's useful to start thinking about them. it's useful to see how to connect things, measurement and Euclidean geometry and so forth.
Mm. I
I
see
think
Lusan was asking for something from you, Putmab. I think it's the name of the book.
the name of this book is I'll share it in the groups, by the way. I'll share
Okay.
the cover. It's called the Mathematical Resilience Book. How everyone can progress in mathematics. I'll share maybe if WhatsApp allows, I'll share the PDF file. It's not a big file.
Okay. Fantastic. I think the big thing that you've said here, apart from, of course, that the most active group is the grade 12s, is the importance of each of the grades engaging throughout the course of the year, and it not to be an emergency situation now as we are preparing for exams, because this resource is available so that it's all throughout the year, and you're able to really master what you already know and also get good at what you don't know.
Yeah, I really agree. If you wait until the last minute, you're gonna get into trouble. And you always feel like, oh, if I had an extra 5 minutes in the exam, I would have figured this one out. But that's not why you didn't figure it out. You waited until the last moment to start working on it. So you need to start working on things as soon as you learn them. Read ahead. We've had these discussions. Read ahead. Come ask questions based on the topics you're learning in class. Engage. Engage.
And the grade 8s to grade 10s, this is such a foundational aspect of their mathematics and physical science journey that if they don't get these parts right, when they get to the grades where they're making final subject choices that shape their careers, they would have really fallen behind. So it is important. I know my youngest is in grade 1, and I'm just reflecting on a conversation her grade 1 number sense teacher said, but it is so important that these foundations are solid so that everything else is a solid building block. And I think the same can be true because they are the baby grades of the big school.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would like to see more of the grade 8s and grade 9s. There's a lot of foundational aspects there of mathematics that if you miss out on them, like fractions, you need to master fractions. You need to master rational expressions because they haunt these grade 10 and 11 and 12 learners, because they didn't master them. They didn't learn how to always find the LCD or how to multiply fractions, divide fractions. So please come, ask questions. I'm always here. Oh yeah, by the way, your FGLers, they like coming to the group at 10 p.m.
To do when they sleep.
People are sleeping, adult people like me are sleeping at that time. You'll be
You might
lucky that I respond after 10 p.m. So take advantage, man. Participate during the day. And it doesn't have to be an elaborate question. Just if there's a concept that you need to be hammered down, ask it. If you've read it, share how you understand it, if that makes sense. And you remember, I always advocate the practicing of multiple choice questions. I learn a lot from those multiple choice questions in terms of what the students know. Because I always say, yes, select your answer, but tell me why. And they shrug all over the place. They say all sorts of things, and you realize they haven't pinned down the concept. So come, let's discuss multiple choice questions. Let's see what you understand.
Very important. I see FGL, is you still asking about the book, that Mathematics Resilience book. Uputmavo said that he will put it on the discussion groups for all the different grades. So we'll also be able to send you a link to it as soon as we find it. Any other questions, FGLers? We've got Uputmavo, we've got Uputulamile. Any questions regarding the Future Global Leaders Club program in itself, the chat discussion, forums, the quizzes, anything. If you're too shy to turn on your speaker, you can just type it out in the chat box. We'll do some questions for the next 5 minutes or so. If you're brand new and you've got a question, you're more than welcome to ask. This is a beautiful community. Everyone is welcome to engage. And that's the point of this induction, to make you feel comfortable and welcome to this unique club. I think there was questions on earlier on when Uputulamile was speaking on the chat forum that's online. Putulamile. that chat forum, you're able to, when you're onto the website, aside from using the WhatsApp, you're able to have a full discussion on the chat forum on the website, correct? But let me, like, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
All right, there you go.
Yes, there is an option there. Yeah. But we
Okay.
always encourage the WhatsApp as well because it's more active, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, but you can use the online one as well.
All right, fantastic. And then Olunja has a question on the tutors in terms of what subjects are available. Sorry, I'm going to be upside down for a bit when I look at her question. Can you see it on the chat there, Budulamil? Besides the mathematics resilience book, is there another book with a different subject that can help with sharpening our excellence? That's from Musia Bonga. And then there's a request for tutors for other subjects besides maths and science. I think they are, all the other subjects are available. It's based on the demand. So the large demand is, you can correct me, Budulamile, is mathematics, science, and physics and geography, but there's been requests for languages. We've provided for that. So it depends on the demand.
Yes, that's correct. We've had tutorial requests for accounting as well. So yeah, economics, yeah.
Okay. So it's all curated according to what you need as FGLers. Putmavo, I think now that book, now people want to know if there's a book on scientific resilience, if there's a book on resilience in life orientation. I think what we can do is when we launch our book reading competition, as Uza Malazakolosa mentioned, that we do a series of books that we recommend, and we do it in the big reading competition that allows you to hone in on different aspects of resilience, your preparation, your motivation, and that sort of thing. And we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, so can I also chip in here a little bit too? So this book is a researcher's book, so it's not really meant for high schoolers. This is helping the pedagogy of adults who are involved in teaching mathematics, how to provide for an environment that allows for mathematical resilience. So a teenager in high school can read it, but it's a lot of heavy psychology content. So they shouldn't pin their hopes on this particular book. I was just making them aware that sometimes I understand the resistance to participating, to being the first one to participate in the group, to always participate in the group, that there is an anxiety with the subject. But I want us to be aware that I'm aware of that, and we can work against that. We can share some skills on how to master the science that you're learning, to how to master the mathematics that you're learning. Okay, so I mean the tutorials themselves, even though I explain what I do, how I solve a particular problem, if there's a big issue with it, but I'm really looking for people to share with me their understanding of a question, understanding of a definition of a topic, understanding of how to use all these tools, and then I can say yay or nay, improve this, awesome on this, and so forth. You know, I'll still solve things that are hard to be solved, that are hard to solve for the general public here at FGL, but I'm really looking for more interaction than just taking stuff from the group. Just bring your own interaction to the fore.
Very true. There's a question, Lamile, about are there limits to accessing the benefits of the membership? For me, I believe the answer is no. There are no limits. You can access as many of the tools and the resources we have available for you as often as you need, as long as you are using them in a way that is aimed at sharpening your excellence. That is the whole point of us having these resources available. Lamile, anything you'd like to add?
Yes, that's correct. And we encourage all the FGLs to use all the resources that we have as much as possible. So there's no limits.
Absolutely. I think I'd like us to close perhaps with a video. Ompile was speaking about how at the start of each session or at the end of each session, when we're doing a motivational session or when we're doing a Sharpening Your Excellence session, we really end off with a power video that is able to really set the tone. And I know that some of you are in your school break. I know that you're taking a short break for term. Some of you are still at school and are not on a term break. You're all coming from different parts of the country. You're all coming with different life experiences, right? But what makes you so unique and what makes you the same is the fact that you have the same goals and that the fact that you want to achieve excellence. And all the questions that you have, we're here to answer them. All the questions on tutoring I've answered. Whatever subject that you want, if the demand is there, we'll be able to allocate a tutor for you. I think there's a number of tutors that we're able to get, and we allocate those tutors per subject, and you get your time slot and you shop for the time, and then you get that experience. We will be announcing a full calendar of our roster of the things that we're doing with you this year, the quizzes, the competitions, the webinars, and all of those sessions. That calendar will happen before we open school in April. Let's do this video because I think it's important. I want you to listen to it carefully and I want you to take notes from it, all right? I really, really want you to pay attention.
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not giving them a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that if your family is going to eat, that if that pack of lions is to survive, then you gotta go hunt. A part of being a beast just ain't eating a gazelle. A part of being a beast is the hunts. It's the hunt that they're excited about. They like to see the gazelles run. Then boom, they take off. Because real lions like to hunt. They love the process just as much as they love the prize. And some of y'all just want to score. You don't like the process. You're not in love with the process.
A true hunter's goal is not the prize. A true hunter's goal is to hunt. That's what they live for. They live to hunt. They don't just live to catch it. It's the whole process. When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time, you go by the gazelle. When you are a true hunter, you hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
If you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, be what you say you're gonna be, you're gonna have to lion me out. You a gazelle, you're gonna come up short. You a gazelle, you're gonna have an average experience. You a student, I need you in lion mode. You an entrepreneur, I need you in lion mode. You try to lose weight, lion mode. You can't do nothing significant in gazelle mode, nothing. Nothing impressive happens in gazelle mode. Nothing happens in run mode, give up mode, quit mode, scared mode, fearful mode, nothing happens. Everything happens in lion mode like I'm coming to get you.
All right, nothing happens in quit mode and sleep mode and tired mode. It all happens in lion mode, and I hope we've been able to activate it today. This is your new community of excellence. Our current FGL members, ones that didn't just join this year, you can leave a message in the chat for your new colleagues, your new peers, just to be able to encourage them and keep them to you. Uputma was still commenting there that when things become second nature, the learning curve just becomes less steep. Are you becoming to really be able to accommodate new ideas and think of them in a different different way and become second nature. So those things are important. Spending the time, as he's always said, to make sure that you understand the basics, then you have the building blocks. Lamile is here to help you and answer any questions that you have. We are here to support you in terms of mental health and stability. I see Ulusango commenting there how it was important for him to hear from Mavo about the learning curve and how we each learn different subjects differently, and we each reach a point of complete understanding differently, but we have to keep at it. Ulusango was asking, does FGL have a place where we can gain advice and support on how to study? Of course, this is the place. This is the place where we do webinars and to make sure that we have these sessions once a month to make sure that we are answering the questions for all the different subject matter. You can do in the chat forum. You can send us an email at info@futureglobaleadersclub.co.za if you have any specific subject requests and problems that you want us to focus on, and we're there to help you. But it isn't a matter of we're going to be spoon feeding you. We need you to put in the work so that by the time you come to these sessions, you're able to have critical questions that are going to help hone your skills and those of your future global leaders. All right, this is how I close off this induction. You must have the mindset of a lion and the heart of a lion. We look forward to an incredible year with you. Welcome to it. We can't wait to see you engage on our chat forums, on our WhatsApp line, and of course for you to go back to all the videos that are available on YouTube, but to take a step back and be able to take it all in as we take on 2025. We'll announce a brand new webinar at the start of April, and you'll be able to register for our very first motivational session for the Future Global Leaders Club in 2024. Thank you to our speakers. Thank you, Budmavo. Thank you, Budulamile. Thank you to Ompile and Zabalaza. Thank you to Budluvuko in the background. We thank you to our founder, Ulihle Zilwa as well. We'll see you all soon. Enjoy the holidays, but make sure you continue to sharpen your excellence as always.